Hello there, my name is Merrick Moyer, my pronouns are he, him, and I am a writer for the Stormlight RPG. Today, I'm going to introduce you to character creation. If the Stormlight RPG is your first role-playing game, getting started with the rules might feel a little intimidating. We've done our best to make character creation easy and accessible, and more about creating the character that you want to play. But if you're already an RPG player, there are a lot of things in these steps that you're going to recognize. So, to walk you through character creation, I'm going to recreate a level 1 version of someone I love from the books, Rlain, a listener spy who joins Bridge 4. Character creation has 7 steps. Create your backstory, choose your starting path, choose your attributes, choose your skills and expertises, equip yourself, tell your story, and calculate your statistics. The first thing we do is choose Rlain's ancestry. In the Stormlight RPG, you can be a human or a singer. Since Rlain is a listener, we're choosing a singer, obviously. That means we get access to the singer talent tree, the change form key talent, and 1 bonus talent, which we'll pick in step 2 and comes from the singer talent tree. Next, we choose our cultural expertises. We get 2, and they represent the society or societies where Rlain was raised, or where he spent time, or who he's studied. Obviously, we'll choose listener, but because he's a spy, we'll also choose Alethkar. Having these expertises lets you speak the language and know about the culture. In step 2, we choose our starting path. And no, you can't start as a Radiant. You have to wait until at least level 2 to take a Radiant path. From what we know about Rlain in the books, he's a soldier. That means we could pick warrior as his starting path. He's also been called on to speak for his people, though, so we could play him as an envoy or even as a leader. But at level 1, I think the obvious choice is to go agent. An investigator, a thief, or spy. With agent as Rlain's starting heroic path, we get the agent key talent, opportunist. This lets us re-roll our plot die once per round. We also get 1 rank in the agent's starting skill, Insight. Finally, we get the bonus talent from the singer ancestry that I mentioned earlier. The options here are forms of finesse, forms of wisdom, or forms of resolve. As a spy and a soldier, Rlain definitely needs to take forms of resolve. You get access to war form for when things get dangerous, and work form, which can pass as a parchment. In step 3, it's time to choose our attributes. We get 12 points to spend across strength, speed, intellect, willpower, awareness, and presence. They have a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 3 at character creation, with an overall maximum of 5. Rlain needs to be stealthy and deceptive, so I'm going to put a 3 in speed and a 3 in his presence. He's still a soldier, though, so I want to have at least a 2 in his strength. And I want him to be insightful and aware of danger, so I'll put another 2 in his awareness. That only leaves 2 points, so I'll split them evenly between intellect and willpower. But because we'll start playing our game in work form, I'll also get a +1 bonus to my willpower, bringing that up to a 2. Next up, we choose our skills and expertises. We have 2 cultural expertises from our ancestry already, and we got 1 skill rank from our heroic path. Now, we get 4 more ranks for skills, and just to note, the maximum at level 1 is 2. You can't just go and make your stealth 4 right out of the gate. I want Rlain to be pretty practiced with a short spear, so I'm going to put 1 rank in light weapons. I'll put 1 rank in stealth to make sure he can slip in and out of areas unnoticed, pretty important for a spy, and I'll put 2 ranks in deception so I can maintain my cover. As for expertises, I get 1 additional expertise for each point of intellect I have. I think we should make this easy and take the short spear expertise. In step 5, it's time to pick some equipment. None of the kits perfectly match who Rlain is when we meet him in the Way of Kings, but the Underworld kit is a great option for spies. I could also go with the military kit to represent training in the chasms, or I could pick the prisoner's kit if I wanted to get a head start on bonding a spren and make my own cannon for Rlain. But I think I'm going to take Underworld kit, focus on being a spy. Under weapons and armor, I'll record my knife, short spear, and leather armor along with their traits, damage, and deflect values. I get a bonus to hit and damage equal to my light weapon skill for both my knife and short spear. In step 6, we start thinking more about who our character is and what they want to accomplish. We choose a purpose, which is what drives them, what defines them. For Rlain, I think his purpose is going to be fight for freedom, since his main drive is to keep his people free. The next part, an obstacle, is what stands in the way of our purpose. So I think Rlain's obstacle will be something like self-doubt. It's hard for Rlain to fit in with his Bridge 4 companions, and he often wonders if he's made the right choices. Lastly, for step 6, we create 1 or 2 goals. Rlain's immediate goal should probably be gather intelligence for the listeners, but I think a good long-term goal might be find a way to protect my people. In our final step of character creation, we're going to calculate and record our remaining statistics. Health, the measure of stamina and resistance to minor injuries, is 10 plus strength, so Rlain's health is 12. Focus, which represents mental resolve and is used throughout the game to do cool things, is 2 plus the higher of willpower or intellect, so that gets set to 4. Investiture is the spiritual resource used to manage surges, and we'll only get that if we take a radiant path at higher levels. For defenses, we add the linked attributes together, then add 10. So our physical defense is 15, cognitive defense is 13, and spiritual defense is also 15. Lastly, we fill in the totals for skill modifiers, adding the ranks to the attributes, and our level 1 character is complete. If you want to learn more about the Stormlight RPG, make sure to subscribe and definitely check out the Kickstarter page. We can't wait to see you on Roshar.